With the matter of race, this whole bullshit of division that we see in today's narrative, right? The narrative of the society, the common term right now is racist and racism and all that. And it's basically just a division that we're seeing amongst human beings. Race doesn't exist as it is being told to you, as it's being pushed onto us, into our minds. We think that race is either, it has to do with ethnicity, and it has to do with either I'm brown, I'm black, I'm white, I'm yellow, or whatever. There is only one race. In this third dimensional world, in this earth that we find ourselves in, there is only one race, and that is the race of the human beings. We are human beings. That is our commonality. That is our race. So if anybody asks your race, you're human. Because what's being pushed onto us, on the other hand, think about it. What's the main narrative? What is being told on the media, social media, right? With the majority of people, it's at a very distinctive division. You're either pro or against. You either are black or you're white or you're brown. There's a lot of division in there. And whenever I see people talking about it, they talk about it with a certain amount of pride. Either pride or the mentality of a victim, basically, right? Always complaining, always pointing the finger at others, blaming them for their own responsibility or blaming them for their situation, and it's always on the outside. It's always them. It's because of them. It's because of them. So it's either the mentality of a victim or the mentality of someone with a lot of pride. Yes, I'm brown. It's not the point. The moment you begin to think about division and you separate one being from another, you already lost. Even if you're trying to say it with a positive objective, which is to find equality or to stop racism, I think. Yes, racism is bad. Of course, any type of extreme is bad. Any type of extreme. Even people that are super positive, or even people that are so pro being anti-racist, people that are so into that at an extreme level, they become negative. They become like poison as well. So that's why you have to look at it with, first of all, without any emotion. Even if it's something emotional for you, try to look at it with cold mind, try to analyze all the pros, the cons, and everything around it. Because if you don't have that approach, you're gonna find yourself in one side or the other, and you won't be able to see things more clearly, to perceive things with a better perspective. You're just gonna be like, I'm either pro-brown or anti-brown. I'm either pro-black or anti-black, and that's bullshit, man. Haven't we learned our lesson that we are beyond, we transcend the color of our skin. We transcend all this bullshit. We come from one race, which is being a human being. And being a human being is not so different from being a tree or from being anything else. We must transcend this bullshit. And remember, there is no such thing as pride. There is no such fucking thing as pride in being brown or being black or being white or being yellow or red or whatever. That's a fool's pride, because you didn't have to do shit to earn it. Did you earn being black? Hell no. Did I earn being brown? I was born like that, all right? I did not choose my ethnicity. I did not choose the region where I was going to be born. Let's say that you want to get metaphysical and spiritual with me. All right, fine. During the reincarnation period, maybe you did chose to be born in a black community, in a brown community, in a white community. I don't know. If that is the case, can you remember? Can you truly actually remember your past lives and say, I knew exactly what I was going to choose consciously, that I was going to be born Mexican and brown and proud, right? Come on. Let's get fucking real about this. You know that you didn't have to do shit for it. You were just born in it. So taking pride in that's, first of all, that's pure ego. And it has to do with being or coming from the victim mentality, saying that now I'm about to prove to you, like you have anything to prove, now I'm going to prove to you, society, that actually being Latino and Mexican and brown is actually better because we are from the bronze, race, and all these false nationality pride. It's bullshit, man, and it's destroying us. It's destroying one another because it only creates more separation. It only creates more division. If I am very proud about being Mexican, then I'm losing the point of evolving and growing consciously to get into a higher form of consciousness and evolution and as a being, right? If I only perceive that, then I already lost. So think about it like that. Yes, I am not ashamed, which is the difference. I'm not ashamed of being born here because that's what I got. I play with the cars that were given to me. I am fucking brown. So the fuck what? I've never paid attention to that. And in the mentality of the majority of people right now, you could have said, yes, I've experienced racism in my own life. I've experienced racism in this country, in my own native country, in other countries, of course. But if whatever you pay attention to, you'll give energy to it and it'll grow. All right. So if I pay a lot of attention to that, it'll only get like words like, oh my God, I'm so offended. Now, I'm not saying to put the blind eye and say like, oh no, it's not happening. When it's bad, you have to make a stand and say something about it. Not just because you're black or because you're brown, but because you're a fucking human being. And every human being deserves an honorable form of life and to be treated as such. To be congruent, right? I'm a human being. I exist. And, if I'm respectful, then of course I'm going to demand being respected, goddamn it, because I'm not doing anything against anybody else. So this whole idea, man, we have to escape this mentality. Literally, it's so low vibrational. It's so stupid. It's an endless, pointless debate because you'll never be right. You'll never end with at a side where, I'm with the right side because Black Lives Matter. Well, what about the Native Americans? What about the red people? What about the brown people as well? It's a never-ending discussion. There's always going to be one that is going to feel offended. Now, as long as we continue to divide ourselves and keep this narrative of separation of browns, Aztecs, I come from the Aztecs, so my race and the color of my skin is better than yours because, whites, they were the ones that actually brought all the shit, the Spaniards, fuck them, because we were the shit, the Aztecs and the Mayas. No, that's a false pride. That's a fool's pride. That's coming from ego, trying to overcompensate your lack of responsibility for your own life, for yourself, and overcompensating lack of self-esteem, lack of confidence. Not because, because you were born Mexican or African or Latino or Spaniard or German or American. God damn, man. Shit. Who gives a fuck about that? God damn. If you base and you value your life and your self-esteem and your confidence based on the color of your skin or your nationality, then you're already fucked. And if you buy that narrative, then you'll never have the mentality to create a new one. Let's say for a moment, let's entertain a lot of people that are going to complain already about this video. Let's say for a moment that it is true. And there's a lot of races that are oppressed. Again, races using the terminology of the fucking idiots, right? Of the wokesters. There is no such thing as race. But let's say that, brown people and Native Americans are oppressed and black people are oppressed. If you continue with that mentality, what is going to add into your life? You'll only grow with a lot of, first of all, sense of lack of identity, lack of self-esteem, lack of confidence in yourself because you were born in any skin tonality. And something within you is gonna brew, it's gonna boil inside of you like a fire will ignite that is just vengeance, resentment towards people that they don't even fucking know you. So if I was born like that, because hey, I come from Mexico, remember that. And in Mexico, people hate Americans. They always talk shit about Americans. Oh man, fuck America and fuck these gringos, and you know, they're pieces of shit. They think they're the better. They're food as shit. I grew up with that mentality and the people around me. But if I accepted it, then I would have never gone to America. Never, ever. I would have that resentment towards people that I've never even met. And let's say that one of my best friends, one of my best friends is actually American, right? I would have lost so many opportunities, business opportunities, relationships, my best friend, because I had that preconceived idea that Americans are bad. Now, take that's nationality, which is a form of division, take that and apply it into ethnicity. You know, black people are evil, man, because the browns and the blacks, the Mexicans and the black people, the black community, they don't go along, right? The cholos and oh no, man, you gotta avoid this mayates, man, fuck that shit. You know, goddamn. Or if I see a white man, the white man is the devil. How the fuck do you know that? Where do you get your information from? That's why we must become people of our own experience. Your own motherfucking experience. Don't take anything for granted. Even what I'm saying. I could be full of shit. Make your own fucking experience, and then from there, now measure what's real, what's not real. You have a saying, and well, you know what? It is true. Fuck white people. Well, you know what, man? It is not true. They're the best people that I've encountered, you know? It's all bullshit, and it's all based on perspective. In quotes, again, like I said, I've experienced racism, but I actually have not. You know, if I really put it into perspective, it was just me bitching about it. But yeah, I've experienced some fucked up shit, really. You know, with classism as well. You know, the divisions of social classes you belong in. It's all bullshit, man. We have to escape that mentality, literally, because it'll trap you. And it'll damage you more than anybody else. Because you'll create resentment. You'll create anger. You'll create hate towards your own race. And look at it like that, to finish and wrap it up. I've seen more racism within my own, in quotes, people than anybody else. We ourselves, the brown community, the fucking Mexicans and the Latinos, we are the worst with each other. We instead of, coming together as a community and supporting one another, we're always bitching about one another. We're always trying to, oh, fuck this guy, you know, he thinks he's better, I'm gonna fuck him up. And look at that also with black community. I think that happens in all races or in all ethnicities, in all countries. Because why? Because you have a mental disease, right? The racism starts here. If you just watch how children interact with one another, they don't see that shit. They're just acknowledging a form of life. And now if you take this form of division and you can apply it almost everywhere. War and sex, women are the oppressed, and men are, the masculine macho culture and all that. You can literally apply it to everything. And once you are divided, we are easier to control. It is easier to market you, to target you, because you are divided. And divide and conquer. You have to think about who is creating this narrative and why. Who is propagating this type of talk and dialogue of separation, like, hey, don't talk to Mexicans, fuck the Mexicans. Who's saying that and why? What channel is it saying it, and who is behind it, who's paying the money? For example, like BLM, you know who the fuck is the number one supporter? George Soros. So it doesn't make any sense. You just have to wake up, open up your motherfucking eyes, and become a person of your own experience. You make your own research. You become responsible for your own life. Do not blame others. Do not take false pride into the way, something that you did not have to earn. You were born that way, all right? You didn't have to earn shit. There is pride in self-development. There is pride in self-responsibility. There is pride in evolution. There is pride in communication. There is pride in making a stand and saying, you know what? I get to be full of shit, but this is my 2 cents. This is what I think. This is what I've experienced, because I'm not just making it up. this fucking bullshit of division. So you become a person of your own experience. Don't just watch it on a video. Don't just read it on Google or anybody or anything else. You become a person of your own experience. And if you find yourself in a situation that is shitty, then evolve. Make a stand. And yeah, not by hating, but you're not gonna end hate with more hate, but through evolution of consciousness, through the bringing more awareness and taking the collective's consciousness into a higher place, and that way we will not see each other so different. We will not see a difference between humans, between animals, and we'll live a more conscious life, evolved life. We will just live better. Goddamn, that's what happened with me and with my friends. All right, so thank you for listening. Be the best version of yourself, and avoid all this nonsense. This is just like a cancer that is rotting you on the inside. Avoid it. All right. Till the next one, Ometeot.